Greetings and welcome to the What Matters to Me and Why speaker series for UCI Health. My name is Xavier Hernandez. I am the Diversity Education Officer for the UCI School of Medicine. We're joined today by Dr. Autumn Ivy, who is an assistant professor in the departments of pediatrics, neurology, and anatomy and neurobiology. Dr. Ivy, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So we're here today to talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion. These concepts have really transformed our ways of thinking in higher education and in the health sciences over the past few years. So Dr. Ivy, please tell us what diversity, equity, and inclusion mean to you.
So thank you so much for the question and for the invitation to be here. It's really a fun day and topic to talk about. It's on the front of all of our minds. And I do think that, the way I think about diversity, equity, and inclusion, even though we lump those three terms together, and they are related, they have very different definitions that intersect with one another. So we think about diversity. There's so many ways in which we are diverse, and more ways that are obvious on the surface. And there are a lot of ways we're not so obviously diverse in our lived experiences, in our abilities, disabilities, et cetera. And so being mindful of the diversity and the richness of everyone, even though we see a surface person, what is beneath that brings a lot more diversity than we probably can appreciate at the outset. And with regard to equity, such an important topic, and we consider equity to define it as allowing an individual to have the resources according to their need. And so each person's needs, depending on, again, abilities, environment, access, is going to be very different. So that's when we think about health equity. Equity in the sciences and access to the sciences, technology, engineering, and math, and representation in those areas. Equity can mean different things in those spaces, but it's still fundamentally access according to one's ability and one's own access. So providing that need in order for them to be at the same equal playing field. And then for inclusion, which also so important, so linked to diversity and equity. Of course, we want to be inclusive of folks that are diverse, different from us. We as humans tend to appreciate and love similarity, sameness. We identify with and spend time with people who we have shared interests and commonalities. And so that's human nature. But being inclusive is challenging ourselves to bring others in our fold that may be different than us in diverse ways. And so diversity, equity, and inclusion, how do they intersect? I think that all three of them kind of play a role in creating the environments that we want to have, where we can actually learn from diverse individuals. We can give everyone an equitable playing field so they all have equal opportunity and access to make their contribution. And that requires us being inclusive of everyone in order to do so.
Thank you so much for that thoughtful and very well expressed answer. I think that, talking about the differences and the similarities and how they overlap between these three concepts is very crucial in understanding how we operationalize them in our everyday lives. So on behalf of the UCI and UCI Health communities, I want to thank you so much for all of your work and contributing to this speaker series and everything you do for the UCI community. I think that I can speak for us all when I say we are really looking forward to everything that you will continue to do in the future.
Thank you.